Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building.
My girls.
Lex P and Dre and Nicole. Poor Minds Podcast. What's up, guys?
We're back.
Long
We're
time.
back again.
I know.
How
How y'all feeling?
Great.
Good.
We feel really good.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Happy to see y'all.
Yes, it's
Thank
been
you.
too long.
It has.
Y'all got the new show, Travel Queens.
Yes.
First of all, I'm happy to see y'all just evolving. Poor Minds Podcast is a hit. Poor Minds Podcast evolving. Now y'all got the Travel Queens TV show on BET. It's a docu-series. How'd that come about?
Also, the production company Cocoa Butter, they actually reached out to us because they wanted us to audition for it because they had us and I think some other, maybe 2 or 3 other friend groups in mind. So we auditioned for it. They loved us and then we got it. And we started filming maybe a month after.
Yeah, it was
And then
really
we filmed
quick.
the whole show in 2 weeks.
Cocoa Butter. I know that's a black woman on production.
Yeah.
company.
No, it's actually not.
It's not.
No.
It's
White people?
It's a white guy and a black
Yes.
Ian and Tim. Shout out to Ian
Shout
and
out
Tim.
to Ian.
They smart.
Yeah.
So what is Travel Queens about? Where y'all going? What y'all doing?
So we went to 4 different cities. We went to Cartagena, Mexico City,
Key West,
and
and
Charleston. So it's basically really showing young black millennials, Gen Zers, especially women, how to travel, where to go eat, where to find other black people when you travel, and just how to be safe and have a good time. I think right now in media, I won't say right now, but I feel like a lot of stuff that we're seeing in the media with black women is who fighting, throwing drinks in people's face. So I really think it's refreshing to see 2 black women who are really friends, just having good, innocent fun. We're not talking about men and dating and gender wars and all this stuff. It's just good fun.
But what about the ladies that are watching it? How am I going to be able to fly myself out?
Don't start. Uncle Baddy, we have graduated from that.
But y'all flying yourself out on this show.
But actually, BET and Cocoa Butter flew us out.
That's right.
But I will say, so a lot of the stuff too is it's budget friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Charleston. You know what
That's
I'm
my
saying? You can do
birthplace.
a road trip. We went to Key West, so you can drive to Key West. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You don't have to necessarily fly. It's not like we're doing extremely expensive things, to be honest. So I think if you budget, it's not like we're doing luxurious things and going to the Maldives and staying at the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
It's very budget friendly stuff.
Yeah, and I think that was the point of the show. They wanted to make everybody feel like, okay, I can come here and I don't have to spend a lot of money to have a good time.
So if a guy was flying y'all out, would y'all
Okay.
still want to go to those destinations? That y'all
Yeah,
just
but I
listed?
probably would have did something different. I ain't gonna lie.
Charleston is beautiful though.
I mean, Charleston
And
is
Key West.
beautiful, but I'm
Key
not
West
getting.
is. Key West is
Yes.
one of them little ducked off. I remember
It
I've been
is.
taken to Key West before.
Really?
Yes.
I know. You
Yes, I wasn't flew out by Cocoa Butter, but yes. But that usually the older gentlemen fly you out.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a very quiet town. You can definitely sneak off there with a old man.
I had never been to Key West before. That was
was
my
beautiful.
first time. It was, it was cool.
Water blue.
The water was blue. That's a fact.
That's what Little took you. Little took you to Key West.
Tell us little, because they're going to be confused.
So I just told them that when the older guys perform fellatio, they don't really know.
Cunnilingus.
The what?
Cunnilingus.
Cunnilingus.
Ratio of sucking dick.
The congolingus?
Cunnilingus.
Okay, when they doing that, they say Leo, because they don't have teeth anymore. They're trying to figure out where it is, especially the ones with glasses. When they slip down on the nose and they say Leo.
They be doing it with the glasses.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
because
need to
they
get
have
me
to
a
be able to see.
little.
A lot
I
of them
feel like
can't
it's gonna
see.
get a little foggy from the body heat.
Just a little bit.
I like that. I need me a little. Come on now.
Yes, you'll find them in
mad
Key
at
West
it.
next time y'all go.
So out of the 4 cities y'all went to, which one did you like the best and why?
Mexico City. We
I
say
know
that
it.
every
Why?
time. Because it was just so nice. I feel like it's so many black expats that are moving there from the United States. So it's a lot of black people out there. We went to an R&B night while we were out there. We went to a black vegan restaurant. It reminded me a lot of the United States, but just in Mexico City.
Yeah.
I feel like out of everywhere that we went, that was my favorite place.
I'm not gonna lie. I keep saying that Charleston surprised me too.
Why?
I've never been to Charleston,
why?
and I have a really close friend of mine that lives out there, and he's been trying to get me to come out there forever. And I was like, "What is in Charleston? Like, isn't that a dance?" Like, I was like, "I'm not going out there."
And we was doing it.
Charleston, y'all know, isn't that the dance? What is
not.
it? That's
Remember
not
we
okay.
found
We
out that
did,
wasn't the dance.
but I was so surprised. Like, people be taking the nice boats out.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
food is good.
Yeah.
I had a ball in Charleston. Like, I'm actually planning a trip to go back. Like, for a
Charlotte is
weekend.
beautiful. That's home.
Mexico City
is
is nice
beautiful.
too, though.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lot of people moving there. Yeah, that's
It
where
is.
my husband's family's from there.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that's right, husband. Period.
Mexico.
Yeah, he from Mexico.
I knew that
so what's
already.
up? Okay, because he's trying it.
Do y'all both like to travel already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
for
we
sure.
already travel together a lot anyway, so we felt like that's why it was the perfect show for us.
Y'all get tired of each other at all? Like, you know what? You go your way, I'll go my way.
Absolutely.
She was gonna say no. She was like, no.
Wow.
She was like, absolutely.
Wow.
We're neighbors, so
We literally live in Atlanta. I live in a building right here, and her building is right here.
Damn.
And the unit that I used to live in, she could see my apartment from the
I'd be
pool,
like-
so she would be like waving at me from the pool.
Y'all
gotta
did that on
watch her.
purpose?
No, she.
I followed her. I followed her. I did. Because
Damn.
they started building a building. I said, I'm finna move right next door to my sweetie poo.
See, I love that. I would love to live
it,
near my
though.
best friend. Yeah.
Y'all get tired
I
of
be
each
like,
other? Like,
I
you know
borrow
what?
some sugar.
You know what's crazy? I think when we were younger and the show first started, we didn't have any direction. We didn't know what we wanted to do. We're going through growing pains, but now it's like she's 34, I'm 35. We grown women.
Yeah.
We don't have anything to fight about. And honestly, I think it's so crazy when people have podcasts and they make so much money and they be arguing. We ain't got,
What we got to be
life
mad
is
about?
good.
Right.
You know, we have so much fun. Like to be able to travel the world with your best friend and have a business, it's great. It's fun.
How is it when y'all get in relationships though?
Oh, I feel like we do a really good job of still keeping the balance of our friendship
Yeah.
and still being in a relationship. Like we always find the time to hang with each other, to go to dinner, to talk on the phone.
As crazy as it is, because the podcast, we do talk about dating a lot, we are really not male-centered women. And a lot of people think that because we talk about dating so much on the show, but we really not. Like, we like to be, like last year we went to Turks for her birthday. We wasn't inviting them. We went to Miami one year for my birthday.
Yeah.
Like, we just go on trips by ourselves. We're not like, oh, our boyfriends have to come. Or if we go to dinner, it's not like, oh, bring your man.
Yeah.
It's none of that.
We have
None
a
of
good
that.
balance
Yeah.
for sure.
So y'all still booed up?
You know.
You know.
You know.
Wow.
You know.
They watching right now like, damn.
It's in
Damn.
a rocky place.
You
It's in a
know-
rocky place. We gonna see what happens.
It's complicated.
Both
We're
of
figuring
y'all?
it out.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? Because I feel like it happened simultaneously. Like
It
at the same
did.
time for both of us. We started kind of going through a transition and a breakup at the same time. So.
But it's not like in the bad space.
no, yeah, it's not.
Like we're cool. It's cool. We're figuring it out type situation.
Y'all talk each other up like, girl, leave him. All right, I'm gonna leave him if you leave him. Or if all right, that's
No.
you know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy? No, I'm really like that friend where when she calls me and she talks to me about what's going on in her relationship and stuff, I'm just always like, okay, girl, well, you know, do what you want to do. I try to be supportive of what she want to do, as long as it's not a physically violent situation or something that you need to leave that's abusive or anything like that. I try to be supportive of my friends because I get it. When you love somebody, you want to stay with your man. It's hard out here. Y'all all married. Y'all all got y'all.
I was gonna say
business.
we are not
y'all
all
know
men.
how. No,
We are. Oh, all right. She's like, cause y'all all men.
I ain't heard that rumor in a long time, Jess.
All right, no, you're right.
I was saying y'all all married. I don't know why I stuttered.
You was just in love last year, Lex.
I still am in love.
Oh,
I'm very
okay,
much
okay.
in love. Like I said, it's just a situation. We're figuring it out. I don't, you know, but I think we're both so focused on our careers right now. And I know it sounds so cliche, but I'm just a person. He's an amazing guy. If we're meant to be together, we're going to be together. So I'm just not putting pressure on it. You know what I mean? So it's cool. We're going to figure it out, you know?
What have y'all learned about yourselves from doing the podcast? How long y'all been doing the podcast, first of all? 5 years now, right?
No, longer than
longer
that.
than
We started doing Poor Minds when I was like 27.
So yeah, it's about 7
years.
years. Yeah, 7 years now.
Okay, so y'all at that. See, this is people don't realize this is at the point. This is the time where podcasts really start to take off. Around your 7th, 8th year, everybody think it's just instant success.
Yeah.
Around your 7th, 8th year. So what have y'all learned about yourselves?
For me, I would say transparency and vulnerability is healing. When I first started doing the show, I think that I always have kind of had more of a closed off personality. I've always been a little bit more private than Lex. She's always been like an open book on the show. And I never used to want to talk about things that I was going through because I felt like it was a sign of weakness. And I've just always had this thing where I don't want people to look at me like, you know, I'm weak or whatever. So I think that now I'm in a space where I enjoy telling my story. I enjoy telling people the things that I'm going through because I feel like it can help other people get through similar things, or, you know, just being transparent to me is just very important at this point in my life because I don't know. I just
Want to be
I
transparent?
don't want to get emotional.
Yeah.
I don't want to get emotional a little bit, but like I lost my dad, and it was something that was, thank you. It was something that was really, really hard for me to talk about on the show. But I wish that back then I had the same mindset because I feel like I was dealing with so much by myself. Yeah. And when I started talking about it on the show, it was just so many people and such an outpouring of love. People saying, I've been through the same thing. I can understand where you're coming from. So that's what I've learned over the years about myself. I think that I really enjoy now telling people what I'm going through instead of just feeling like I have to go through everything by myself.
What about you, Lay?
I think with me, I am such like a loud personality, and I think a lot of times I would try to hide that from people, and I just embrace who I am. Like, I'm not the sexy girl that's doing all this. Like, I'm a tomboy. I like to be loud, have fun. So I really got confidence about myself because I'm like, this is who I am. I think for when I first started like being on social media, I was like doing the bikini pics and posing by the pool. And I'm like, girl, this is not you at all. So I've really been able to embrace myself and be like, you know what? You the loud homegirl, and that's okay. Like, you don't have to fit into this box of what you think that a woman is supposed to be, because people always love to say, because I know you hear this a lot, they be like, oh, funny women aren't pretty, or you have to either you funny or you're pretty, you can't be both. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I used to try to lean into being the pretty girl, and then I would try to lean to be the funny girl, and I'm like, you know what, I don't have to be in anybody's box. You know what I'm saying? So
but you always been sexy, you just don't give off sex, like you said, like you're just not prissy, you're just
well, we talked about this on the show.
Like,
there's a difference between like having sex appeal and like being attractive. Like Drea just is like sexy. You know what I'm saying? She's just walking around, she's like, hey, oh. You know? It's just, that's how she is.
You can have both, though.
Yeah, you can have both. You know, like I said, I just think like being sexy, that's just not my lane. It really must.
Sex appeal is something that's just from the inside, I feel like.
Yes, and I just think like, that's not a part of my personality, but that's okay. It's not. I'm not saying I'm unattractive. I'm a baddie. Uncle Baddie. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I've been more comfortable like being in my skin and who I am, for sure.
Growing out loud is hard.
Yes.
It is.
You know, and that's what y'all been doing the last 7 years on that podcast.
Literally,
sure.
like going through everything. Like she said, she lost her dad, I lost my mom, going through breakups, and then it's like, you know, we be like, oh, we in love, and then the next month we talking about a different dude, and they're like, oh my gosh, you got a new dude already.
Y'all
You
not
do
in a
too.
and they doing the same thing.
Y'all doing the same
just
thing.
nobody's
watching.
They tune in to
But nobody
they
cares about you.
Yeah,
You know, and
same
people
thing.
not in your business. So
Yeah, it's
I
hard
think,
sometimes.
going through relationships and growing pains, and I've always been honest about my financial status too, because I always say when I moved to Atlanta I had $3 because I 100% did, like I wasn't lying. So I think it's important to be transparent, especially as a Black woman in this industry. I feel like we always try to hide what we making, because I'm like, oh, this company signed up for your ass, how much they paying you, because this is how much they paying us, let's make sure that they not you know what I'm saying? So I think that with the platform that we have, it's like, yeah, we've grown in front of the camera, but like she said, being open and vulnerable has helped us 1,000%.
For sure.
So what have y'all learned about yourselves from doing the TV show?
Honestly, I feel like everybody always asks that because they're like, oh my gosh, how was it? It was 2 weeks. But I'm like, I don't know, nothing, I guess. To be honest.
Well, I mean, because it's crazy because I thought it was going to feel so different.
Yeah.
But it felt so natural.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we made for TV a little bit because it felt so natural. It kind of felt like, and maybe because we did it together and we're best friends and we already have that chemistry and the camaraderie and stuff. It just
That's a
felt.
good word.
Thank you.
Yes, camaraderie.
So it just felt like I'm doing this show with my homegirl and the cameras just happen to be here.
How many bags did y'all pack?
We had
Two, right?
no, we had that one. We had one big suitcase and like our totes and stuff.
And then a carry-on.
Yeah. So what we did though is we had the bags from Amazon that you vacuum.
Okay.
So what we did is we had each bag for each city. So I had like my 3 outfits
Gotcha.
for
That's smart.
Columbia and my vacuum bag. Then I didn't have to open that bag no more. Then when we went to Charleston, I had my bag for Charleston. So it wasn't that bad, but I will say shout out to the producers at BT, James Knox, and the Cocoa Butter family, because they really let us be ourselves.
They did.
Like they were literally like press record, y'all just do y'all. And that's another thing I was worried about. I was like, how are they gonna edit this and make us look? But it's definitely giving Lex P and Dre and Nicole.
It's us in real life.
How was
Yeah.
Columbia? How was that?
You know
It
what?
was really fun.
It
I had a
was.
good time. So that was my second time going to Columbia. My first time going to Cartagena because the first.
Columbia, the country. Oh,
Yeah.
Good cocaine out there.
Now how you know?
You said
I
that
heard
to me in
about
my DMs when you seen I was in
Now
Columbia.
you out of line. You are crazy. That pure white.
I am weak. So yeah, but I mean, funny enough, I think that's what people think of though. When you think of going
Absolutely.
to Colombia, you think of the cartel and stuff. Because like I said, I went to Medellin a few years ago to get my teeth done, and I was scared to leave from the area where my hotel was and where my
It
doctor
looked that
was.
crazy?
I mean, I was just nervous to travel around because that's what you hear about Colombia. So when we went to Cartagena, I had a really, really good time. And then especially with us going to Palenque, which is the first free black city in the Americas, it was just so, you know that it's Afro-Latinos in a lot of these countries. But when I say when we were in Palenque, we felt like we were somewhere in Ghana, in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Like these people look like our cousins, our family members. It was just amazing being there and being submerged in the culture.
Why'd you go all the way to Columbia to get your teeth done?
Because it was cheaper.
Oh,
I know that's right.
I think here was like 30,000. I'm getting a little money, but back
Then when
then I
people
was trying to save
and
a
then
little
when people
coin.
get them done here, they just all the same size, like the extra larges. Like nobody
Yes.
ever asks for the mediums or
Somebody
chiclet
said
teeth.
they got
Yes.
the front. They get front teeth for the whole row.
the whole thing. It's like
row.
how all your
Yes.
teeth the same size.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
what
they
you
get the
doing?
top done and don't get the bottom done.
And it's like, come on.
They need that Klarna for
you
the
gotta get the texture. Like I think that's why my teeth look so natural, because he made like the texture in my teeth or whatever.
And how do men treat y'all when they see y'all from outside of where y'all usually are, outside of Atlanta?
What you mean?
What do you mean?
Because Atlanta, they see beautiful women,
Oh,
but
yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
they might not see that in Colombia, like
God
Americans like that.
damn.
What?
DJ Envy says Columbia got ugly women. That's the headline. DJ Envy says all women in Colombia are busted.
You know what? I feel
Now,
like
usually when you go out the country and they see American women, they treat American women differently because they don't usually see American women like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking.
honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like whenever we go anywhere, I really can't tell the difference because I feel like everywhere we go, we kind of draw attention. I know that sounds bad, but it's like everywhere we go, we're used to people like being like, "Oh my God, I know y'all from the pod," or "Oh my God," or saying hey. And then when we were in Colombia, it's a little different because we had cameras around us.
Got you.
So of course, people are like looking and saying stuff and being so. It's kind of hard to tell the difference between, you know, people, how they treat us outside of Atlanta versus anywhere. Because I feel like everywhere we go now, people kind of recognize us. So it's not really like we're getting treated
Gotcha.
differently per se, if that makes sense.
When you said you were scared of how they were gonna edit y'all and make y'all look, were y'all allowed to be in the room during the editing process, or you just liked y'all trusted them and you just liked the way they ended up editing the episodes?
Yeah, we didn't know anything, girl. We've seen everything when everybody else seen it. We didn't know how they were going
We
to edit
still
it.
watching we was on the plane last night watching the
Watching a new
episode for the
episode.
first time.
So are y'all nervous for every episode that come out? Like, okay.
You know what? Well, I'm not nervous now. I was nervous of how my body was going to look because I just lost 30 pounds, okay?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay. So when we shot, I weighed like 205.
Okay.
So I was so nervous. I kept saying, "Oh my gosh, I hope," because I have like a little belly on me. So whenever I gain weight, like people always tend to think I'm pregnant. They be like, "Lex pregnant." I'm like, "Oh my God, can I just have a little shot of tequila?"
Yeah.
I had a little,
ate a little too
enchilada.
much.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I was really more so nervous about my body after I saw the first episode. But I was like, "Okay, body T."
How'd you
Yeah,
lose
she
30?
looked good.
That trip to Colombia? That pure Coke? Or what was it?
You say what?
How'd you lose the 30 pounds?
Oh no, honestly, I used to be a girl. I used to do everything under the sun. You know, the first time I went to Colombia was for my BBL. So y'all talking about y'all know Colombia for the Coke. I know Colombia for them good doctors. But I just did it natural this time. I was doing a lot of cardio, eating healthy. You know, I feel like, and I feel better now. I think I'm getting older, and I'm just I'm not dissing people who do take other routes, but I just had to do it for my
It wasn't the
health reason.
Ozempic.
It wasn't the
It wasn't the
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
I don't like needles. I couldn't do that to myself. But no Ozempic. No Ozempic.
Yeah.
I do want to say, too, you talk about walking in a room. There's something different about Houston women. Houston women have a presence about them that stands out a lot more than a lot of other women. I think it's the size.
Really?
To be honest. Yes.
It's the what?
The size.
The
They
size.
usually taller.
Tall and
Oh, yeah.
thick.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
I'm
Yeah.
not originally from Houston. I'm from Orange, Texas.
I'm
Okay,
so
well, Texas.
What do you mean Texas?
Everything's
Yeah,
bigger in
accent.
Texas.
Yes. I agree with that. I think we do have a certain aura. We kind of command the room.
Yeah,
you know, when
for
we
sure.
walk in, we're very friendly. So it's especially when we walk in some rooms with people like from New York. They not used to people speaking. We be like, hey y'all.
the Southern hospitality.
How y'all doing?
And then
You
them
know?
accents too.
Yes.
Because
The
that's
accents.
Houston.
Yes,
Dre's
it's very Houston
all day.
Yeah.
I'm H-Town all day.
How far is Orange from Houston?
2
it's-
hours.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
2 hours. Yeah.
What's something about y'all friendship that y'all think the TV show made stronger, if anything?
Something about our
I think that we realized how strong we are together and how many doors that we're opening. Even though I think, and I know people gonna be like, what doors you open? Honestly, podcasting, especially in the South, it's not a lot of podcasts
It's
in the
not.
South
Not like
that
how
are
it is up
really
here.
right. And the fact that there has been podcasters out there that have gotten TV shows, but it's mostly TV shows that are based on their podcast. The fact that Travel Queens has nothing to do with Poor Minds and we're showing our talents, like we have communication degrees, like we went to school for this. So I think a lot of times people don't take influencers or people who started on the internet seriously because
Yeah.
you started on the internet
Yeah.
as well. So a lot of times we get so much backlash because they're like, y'all just girls who grabbed a mic and started a YouTube channel. But I think being on this show, it shows like, no, we got some tricks up our sleeve.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that it made our friendship stronger because I'm like, bro, look at what we have done. You know what I'm saying? Even from the first time when we came on Breakfast Club, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is huge. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just like we realize how strong we are together and how much more that we have to do.
And don't speed past the fact y'all got communications degrees.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that.
I know. I think people always forget that because we never highlighted
Yeah.
that much. But yeah.
Graduated from Texas Southern
And I
University.
graduated from Stephen F. Austin
So
State
what did y'all want to do when
University.
y'all was in college? Y'all just wanted to be like on TV, news anchors, or what?
You know, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, to be honest. I knew I wanted to do something in media. And then when I graduated, I had a little fake internship at 97.9 About. Shout out to Kiati. He's still
Kiati, hard body Kiati.
Yes.
Hard body Kiati.
He's still on the radio in Houston right now. And I had a little fake internship with him. I shadowed him for maybe like 2 months, and then I realized I didn't really like radio, so then I didn't know what I wanted to do, and so I moved to Atlanta. Of course, y'all know Lex ended up moving out here. One of her friends who was also already into podcasting was like, y'all need to turn y'all YouTube channel into a podcast, and I feel like that's when I found my niche. I was like, okay, I'm supposed to be podcasting, but prior to that, I didn't know.
I thought I was gonna do like hard news. I was like, I'm finna be Al Roker, bitch. I'm finna be reporting everything. It's gonna rain. I'm gonna do everything. What? I'm telling you, I thought I was finna be like, y'all don't understand. I was like, I'm finna be on Good Morning America, bitch.
It's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain. It's crazy.
It's gonna rain.
I was gonna be the media. I was trying to do everything, but like I took an internship at my my school radio station, and we were just reporting on hard news every morning. It was so sad, and I was like, I cannot do this. Like we're having to interview people who just lost their house in a fire, like all this stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to redirect. And so I've always been into entertainment news. Like I grew up, you know, watching E! News. You know what I'm saying? The kids was watching Coco Melon and Rugrats. I was watching E! News. So I was like, okay, let me do something in the entertainment world. Like that might be, you know, more my speed. So I knew I wanted to do something on TV and media, but I just wasn't sure. So podcasting kind of made it easy because I was applying for all the jobs in Houston and I just couldn't get my foot in the door. So I was like, well, let me just
Same.
create our own lane and do our thing.
How'd y'all connect with 85 South?
It was because of Carlos. So Carlos always followed us on Twitter, and we were cool with him on Twitter. And I think I shot my shot, and I was just like, oh, can you come record Poor Minds with us? And at this time, we weren't even recording in a studio yet. We were still recording in the living room at my house. And he pulled up on us, sat on the floor in my living room, and recorded Poor Minds with us. And then I think ever since then, he was just kind of watching us. And then he saw how the show kept growing and elevating. And then a few years later, he ended up asking us to come on 85 South. We went on 85 South. I think that episode did 1 million views in like 5 days or something.
Boys dumb as hell. And
Oh
get
my
his
God.
money.
It's
they are so
hilarious.
crazy. So we ended up, the episode did like 1 million views in 5 days. And then he introduced us to Chad. And he was like, I think, you know, we want to sign y'all.
Dope.
Yeah, that is so nice.
I do have a question. Some advice. I have a single friend.
Uh-oh.
She has a closet full of wigs,
Terrible
days
wigs
it's
too.
curly.
Make sure you say terrible wigs.
Oh, you know who the friend is.
I do, sadly.
She has a
don't know
bunch
her.
of wigs. Curly. One day is straight. Different colors. She's funny. She's smart. She switches up her wigs like a Netflix series. But when it comes to dating, she doesn't seem like she can find the right guy. She doesn't know if guys get intimidated or if they're just confused. How would you suggest she meet somebody to secure a relationship? Because time is running out and so are her wigs.
Damn.
But why did you include the stuff about the wigs?
That's what I was about to ask. What do
Because
the wigs?
could be a
What did the
part of it.
wigs?
You think the wig might be the reason why she can't find a man?
I mean, think about it. Just think that I'm sure that y'all felt like y'all had to change about yourselves a little bit, and it probably made them, made the bait a little stronger for the fish.
Okay.
Well, what kind of men is she trying to date? Because they say they like bad wigs.
They
White
do.
people.
The white. They love a crunchy.
So she goes to
They-
white men.
They love
Maybe
the white
she
man.
not dating in the
They
right
love a
pool.
crunchy
They love a crunchy stale wig. My wigs used
A
to be
fat one.
crunchy. I could not keep the breadths off of me.
They love a
Damn.
stiff wig.
Oh, they do. But I will say this. We were actually just having this conversation.
We was literally just talking about this.
They do.
They love a stiff wig.
They have that saying hard wig, soft life.
So you're saying
I didn't make that up, Charlamagne.
I ain't never heard this in my
They do
life.
say that.
They say that.
maybe she should look at white.
A different
man.
pool. She's in the wrong pool.
She might be in the wrong pool one, but I will say, we were just telling our producer this, and I was saying, like, when you get your look together and you feel confident in yourself, it
Yeah.
doesn't even matter. Like, whatever makes you feel good, you're going to attract the right person. I enjoy being polished. I used to have a stiff wig or two. You know what
I
I'm
still
saying?
got one of them in
She
my
does.
house.
She does. But
For memories
Her
or like
wig.
for what?
I told her, I said when she wins her first Emmy, I'm gonna put it on eBay in auction.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be
it still got the ponytail
it's gonna
in
be
it.
a collector's item, and it still has the scrunchie on it and everything. It's in a ponytail.
Who do you think lies more, women with bad wigs or men with podcasts?
Men with podcasts.
Men with podcasts, hands down.
okay.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like a girl with a stiff wig, a bad wig, you living in your truth. We
Yeah,
can see
yeah,
it.
yeah. That's right.
We can see it.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. She ain't wrong. She ain't wrong.
Oh my God.
Did y'all argue on the trip at all?
What, for the 2 weeks that we were
Yeah.
gone? No,
Y'all didn't?
we didn't.
Okay.
Me and Lex honestly really get along most of the time. We never really argue or get
Yeah.
into it. If we do, because I feel like we're at a point now in our relationship where we can sense when the other person low key tired of each other.
Like, but it be over silly stuff. Like, Drea be running late sometimes, and like she'll get in the Uber and I'll just be on my phone. Like,
She won't even speak. I'll be like,
she be like, "Hey, girl, you are late. Bring your ass." So it be silly stuff like
Okay.
that. But
Yeah.
we just don't. It don't be nothing like that serious. Like I said, life is good. What do we have to be mad about?
Life is great, but
It
we gotta go
is.
back to this wig shit for one
Okay.
second. We gonna have
You
to
know
open up
what?
the phones at some point because I don't believe that. I've never heard the white men like stiff
They
wigs.
do.
"Ooh." If you,
You
think
said stiff wig, hard life.
Yeah.
Hard wig,
Hard
soft
wig,
life.
soft life.
Who told you this?
I lived it. I lived it. I'm serious. If you go look on TikTok right now and type hard wig, soft life, you're going to see nothing but interracial couples.
So why didn't you stick with the white man then?
Because I wanted a man.
You wanted a
man.
hard life?
I wanted a hard life with a hard man. I wanted to struggle with my black kings. I wanted to struggle. I wanted to hold it down.
she wanted to struggle with some raw Indian.
Did any of
Oh
the
my
teachings
God.
of Dr. Umar influence you to dump that white man?
You know what? People hate when I say this. I love Dr. Umar.
I do too.
I
Comes up all
love
the time.
King. Black
have him on the
queens
show.
forever. Snow bunnies
Never.
never.
First of all,
I haven't.
Where did you
I'm
come
so
from?
excited
Y'all
to
know
meet you.
Y'all know Lauren
They
LaRosa?
talking about me, talking about I got a bag wig, can't find him. First of
about you.
all,
I'm talking about you.
stop playing with me in this room. Hi,
talking about you.
ladies. It's so nice to meet y'all.
And your wig looks beautiful.
Boy, a hard wig will holler, won't it? What a hard wig. What is you talking about? I was talking about
Do
you.
her like
I
that.
was talking about her.
And that first of all, the sassy
Nobody was
neck
talking
normally
about
comes
you.
from over here, but you and your sass on all over there spinning around looking at me.
Nobody was
Y'all
talking
are
about
so
you.
messy.
She just called me Sassy.
Exactly. So I had to come in here and let you know a source close to my.
A hard wig will
hard wig will holler.
Nobody talking about her.
A hard wig will holler is diary.
Nice to meet y'all, ladies.
Nice
And
to meet
I
you.
love the show. I think
Thank
BT,
you.
y'all look so pretty on the show. I've watched all 3 episodes.
We wasn't talking about her. That's
Emmy,
crazy.
why you kept turning around to me? We got cameras all in the studio. We gonna run the tape.
Oh my God.
That's stiff neck. You keep talking about hard. We ain't talking about that hard dye that's dried over there.
Damn.
Relax,
Oh,
okay?
shit. Oh,
All right.
shit.
Now I want to go back and get in my producer
Oh,
back.
shit.
I'll talk to y'all ladies after. Okay? Yeah.
I think your wig is
I do
beautiful.
too. I like it. I love a ball.
Yeah.
Me too.
I
You
love
are
a ball.
so messy. Why you gotta get us involved in that?
Oh, listen, how do y'all protect y'all
man.
mental health while still being so transparent?
Not at that.
How do y'all protect your
Protect your peace.
My heart
We
wig
need
used
to
to protect
protect
my
my
hair.
disturbing other people's peace.
With a hard
That's how we keep the peace.
A hard wig used to protect me. No CTE over here. I had a helmet on. I was protected.
Oh. But being that y'all are so transparent on the
Yeah.
pod and on TV, how do y'all protect y'all mental health?
I pray a lot. I have a great relationship with God. I pray a lot. I also go to therapy. I think it's so important to go to therapy, and I don't know why in the Black community so many people don't want to try it out.
I agree.
Or are afraid to try it out. Like, it has completely changed my life, especially when I was grieving, when I lost my dad. That's when I started therapy, and I've been going ever since. It's been about 5 years now.
Yeah, it's the same. I go to therapy. I recently started going. I go to church every Sunday. I do not play. I've worked on my relationship with God, and honestly, I really have a tight, close knit circle. Like, my friends and my family, like me and my sister, are extremely close, and I feel like that's important. Like, when I have like my bad days, and I'm just like, my best friend is here with me, Killer. I'm like, you need to come to Atlanta. Like, I'm not doing too well, and she will literally hop on a plane and come see me. And you know, because we all have our moments. Even with Dre being my neighbor, I'm like, I had a breakdown last week, and I called her. I was like, bro, I'm finna lose my mind. So I think it's very important to have people around you that, you know, when I'm down, they can pick me up and vice versa. So
You got a grief counselor, Dre, or you just a therapist?
Just a therapist.
Okay.
But I mean, she did specialize in grief, though.
Yeah. And that helped.
It helps me a lot, for sure.
Glad to hear
Because, I mean, I would talk to my mom about it, but it was hard talking to my mom about it because she was also grieving as well. And it was just nice to have somebody who was unbiased, who I could let all my feelings out and let them know how I was feeling. Because at the time, you know, Lex hadn't lost her mom yet. So I didn't have any friends that had lost a parent. So it wasn't anybody that I could talk to that I felt like could relate to what I was going through.
Man.
yeah.
Condolences, man.
Thank
And,
you.
and when you are going through those breakdowns, Lex, and you say you hit Dre, what you pull up with a bottle or something, some smoke, what y'all do?
I always got about not some smoke.
I'm weak.
And not that Coke either.
Exactly. Because I know where you was about to go. Are y'all going to get flued out to make yourself feel better? No. But honestly, you know what? I don't even think we do that anymore. We used to, but now we really just talk.
Get
Like, we
flued
just
out to
listen.
make us
Talk it
Yeah,
out.
like
venting,
yes,
crying
we used
session.
to drink through our problems, but we really don't do that anymore. We really just talk it out, and you know, just give each other time and just be there for each other. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
Just
learn them good coping mechanisms.
yeah. And one thing I've learned is just like I've learned so much patience. I have so much peace in that because it doesn't rain forever. So every time I'm going through something, I'm just like, just let it pass, and it always passes. So I think we still get
A good
turned
bottle
up.
of wine, though. You
Yeah,
know,
we gonna drink now, but
Yeah.
we don't use it as a crutch anymore.
not anymore.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask y'all too, how do y'all balance like turning up for the show? Because you still gotta perform, right? Because it's still a TV show.
Yeah.
But then being present for the moments that you're experiencing, like those cultural moments in those cities.
You know what's crazy? We didn't really drink that much the whole time that we were filming. Like, we had a few scenes. Like, we had a mezcal scene. So, of course, we were drinking during that scene. I think the drag show.
Yeah.
We were drinking a little bit. And then we had some mojitos. But honestly, those were the only 3 times throughout the whole time we were filming that we were drinking because we really wanted to stay present in the moment. Because one thing about us, we're going to take it to the moon. We're going to take it too far. So, it's best to just not have no drinks.
Yeah. And it's crazy because the mezcal scene that we did that showed in Mexico City last night, that was actually the last scene that we did for the entire show. And that was probably the most like lit that we got because we were drinking so much. But I think it's very different from Poor Minds. But honestly, we stopped drinking a lot on Poor Minds.
Yeah.
Because it was like some cringy episodes and we just like, oh my God.
It was the Houston live show.
Oh,
That's
the
what
Houston
did it
live
for
show
me.
really changed.
It was so embarrassing.
Why?
Because we
was
recorded
lit.
the show and then we went back and watched it when we got back to Atlanta, and it was just so cringy. We was on stage like, yeah, Lex, let's turn up. And we bringing our friends on stage and just drunk. drunk, taking shots, twerking. It was a mess.
That was
Yeah.
one of my favorite shows. When y'all came out, no, because y'all came out and y'all was just dancing, and it was like y'all was in the zone.
No, not that one.
What
You're
show was
talking
that?
that was Houston, but that was like
Okay.
our second Houston show. You talking about when we had the Freaknik outfits on?
Yeah, you was doing that dance.
Yeah, no, that was a good show.
That was a good show. We had put ourselves on a drink minimum by that point.
We
Okay,
have
okay.
a 2-shot minimum before we go on stage, and then we'll have like a drink on stage. But we have one drink when we're on stage, and that's it. Once we done with that drink, you're done.
Yeah, that first Houston show, we drank that whole bottle of
Yeah, we
Casamigos.
was
before
turned.
we went on.
But
But
even
y'all
on
had nerves? Y'all scared?
I'm always nervous.
She's always a little nervous.
Always
I
before I
was
go
just
on
trying to
stage.
turn up. I didn't realize I was getting so drunk.
Yeah.
So quick.
So drunk.
So what's the long-term vision for the show? More seasons?
Yes, we're hoping it's gonna get picked up for a second season.
Okay.
I think we should probably know that within like the next 2 weeks or so. So obviously we want it to get picked up. And as far as Poor Minds, we want Poor Minds to get picked up as a TV show as well.
Yeah.
That's on our bucket list.
Yeah, for sure. I think like with Travel Queens, I definitely want it to be a lot more seasons. I feel like we should do like a whole season like in Africa, a whole season in Europe. So
Yeah.
that's what we're hoping
yeah.
that it'll grow to. And you know, same thing with Poor Minds. I could see Poor Minds living on like, you know, maybe like a streaming app or something that, you know, outside of YouTube. I think we're ready to make that transition with Poor Minds as well. And
Y'all got
honestly,
catalog.
yeah, for sure. And more hosting opportunities for the both of us and individually. She still has her cosmetics line that's doing really well. So her just growing in the beauty industry. I have started my YouTube channel, Love Lex P. So I'm just doing like hot topics, show reviews, because that's the lane I want to get into, more hosting as well. So yeah, we just have so much stuff to do. And I feel like now that we've made that step into TV, it's like, you know, people can actually see what we can do now, you know?
For sure.
Plug that makeup line, Drea.
I was already on it. ShopMuseBeautyCollection.com. Make sure you get your lip glosses, matte liquid lipsticks, lip liners. I also just branched into other cosmetics products. So now I have some jelly blushes. I have mascara and eyeliner. So yeah, make sure y'all shop MuseBeautyCollection.com.
Well, check out Travel Queens on BET.
That's
and
right.
Thank y'all for joining us so
Yes.
much.
And subscribe to the Poor Minds podcast.
Yes.
Big love for Lex P and Dre and Nicole.
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
We love y'all.
It's the Breakfast Club. Come on.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.